Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Astral Thoughts Podcast. On today's podcast episode, I will be talking about just kind of random things and something that's been like on my mind for a few months or even like a year now. But I just never really knew how to just talk about this. It's something I just kind of talk about in my mind or out loudly when I'm alone sometimes, just about like on the current state of the world, and to kind of get everyone else's ideas or opinions on what's going on. Um, so essentially, I guess I've been feeling like the energy of the world, or more specific, I'm talking about America. Everything just feels very off, um, and I feel like there's been some type of energy shift, and I feel like the overall energy, you could say, is negative, or it's just been very polarizing and but more negative, I would say. And I feel like there's just been so many weird things happening for the past couple of years, and things that have just been continuing to get worse, or just seeing a lot more weird things happen, or certain events just makes you wonder, like, what's going on? Are we heading in the right direction? What direction are we heading in? And who are we supposed to look up to or look towards for guidance, or who to trust? And I feel like just a lot of people's trust has been broken, and I feel like people don't trust the government. People barely trust other people. So it's just been really, really weird times. But I'll kind of talk about this energy shift, and I'll kind of share this dream that I had about 3 months ago. I'd say about 3 months ago. And this dream, just when I woke up from it, I was just like, what the hell was that about, and what did that mean? And it definitely had some type of significance, but I just don't know what yet. I think I kind of do, but let's dive in real quick. So about 3 months ago, I had this dream that my wife and I and our daughter and son was living at our old house, and we were in the bedroom, just sitting on the bed, just chilling. And in the dream, there was my coworker was also in the dream, and he was sitting in a chair, facing our direction, and he's having a conversation with us. And in the conversation, we're just talking about the solar flares that's starting to affect. The solar flares are starting to affect like the internet and Wi-Fi and all that stuff, and that the solar flares are getting so bad that that we had to exit out of a Zoom call because the connection was just so bad. And he just looked at me. He's just like, what are we gonna do? The government has to do something about this because it's just been getting worse. And right after he said that, we heard like a spark, the spark of like electricity coming from above us. And we look up, and we see writing starting to appear in thin air, and it was purple letters that was being written out in thin air. It looked like if someone was invisible but was writing something, like magical. It looked so cool though. But what was starting to appear was words, and we're all looking up intensely at the ceiling to see what's being written out of thin air. And the first words that appeared was, "This is." So that wrote out, and then that word disappeared, and then another word appeared which said, "The end." So it said, "This is the end," and then the last word that appeared was the third dimension. So altogether, it spelled out, "This is the end of the third dimension." And I was like, what does that mean? And then right after that, those words appeared and disappeared. We heard like a loud explosion outside, and we heard a loud explosion followed by the howls of werewolves. And it sounded about like maybe like, I'd say, 5 werewolves. and I ran to like my daughter's room and looked out the window, and I could see like werewolves standing on their hind legs, and the howl started to get louder, and it sounded like there was now 20 werewolves. And so I ran downstairs to look for my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, and I'm looking for him, calling his name. I can't find him, and the howls are just getting louder, and it's getting darker outside, and I'm starting to panic. I don't know what to do, and I immediately think, I need to get back upstairs to like my wife and my kids. So I ran back upstairs to them, and to try to like figure out a plan of what to do next. And the dream ended. So that was the dream. It was really strange, and I did not watch any type of TV show or anything that had to do with werewolves or anything like that. Or like I said, it was just one of those dreams that was very random, but it appeared. And after I woke up from it, I just really just started to wonder, what did everything mean? And we're just really curious about it. And so what I got from it, though, was that I think that the veil between our dimension and our dimensions are basically thin, or is becoming more thin, and we're becoming closer to each other. So as we become closer to each other, we start to see more strange events happening. Stronger storms, more more what's the word? Occurrences of like say UFOs or UAPs, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if you guys heard about the 3-eye atlas thing as well. That's been like kind of like a phenomenon that people's been focusing on now. So it's just like a lot of these weird events, even like, Hurricane Melissa that happened in Jamaica. So many weird events, these storms and all that. Everything just kind of ties in together that, we're approaching some type of, we're approaching to something. We don't know what it is, but, you ever just have the feeling that something is going to happen. You don't know what, but it's just something. So I've been having that feeling, and sometimes it's stronger on other days, but I just have that feeling that something is going to happen. And I feel like, we will all witness something at some point. Could be the end of this year. It could be next year, but we all kind of collectively feel that presence of something is impending, this impending doom or something like that. Not necessarily negative or whatever, but we're going to witness something. I guess the other part was just, of this overall intense energy that I've been feeling, or others have been feeling as well, is that in America, especially right now, there's just so much division in the country. I don't like to get political. I'm not a political person, but I feel like a lot of people get consumed into the ideas of whichever political party they subscribe to, and they let that that political party really consume them, and the ideologies of that political party then becomes their personality. And I feel like that's what's been going on so much. And of course, my personal belief is that the government does this on purpose. They really put the Americans against each other, and we start to fight each other and not really focus on what is really causing this division. Especially with what's going on right now with the government shutdown, that a lot of people aren't getting paid, and there's families that's really being affected. People that can't make payments to their mortgage or car payments or buy food, they're really being affected. But these politicians or congressmen that are still getting their big checks, they're not feeling the pain of anything, but it's the small people that get affected by it. And there's like an analogy that I was thinking about. It's like, it's like the government is playing monkey in the middle, and the American people are in the middle. They are the monkey, and they're so focused on what's above them, or they're so focused on that thing that is being tossed in front of them. They're so focused on that, they're not realizing the two people that is putting them in this game, which is these political parties or the government, whatever you want to call it, But it's those people that are playing these games or forcing us to play these games. And instead of blaming them instead of blaming them for the reason why we're in this game, we're kind of just focused on the wrong thing. So I guess my advice is just don't get consumed, and don't take a side. I like to really sit back and just really try to think what's really going on. And like I said, I don't take sides, because I feel like once you take sides, you really start to subscribe to their beliefs or whatever's going on. I have a friend that was, I'd say, very spiritual, and he kind of, I guess, I feel like he got consumed by the political ideas of a party, and it really shows. So that's why I say, like, when you're on the spiritual path, I wouldn't say you have to be consciously aware of what's going on, and you have to be able to dip into different parts of reality, and what I mean by that is, being able to have opinions and ideas of what's going on both parties, but don't start blindly following the ideologies of a political party and let that, their ideologies become your personality. So I guess with that, what I want to say is look out for more events that will be happening. Pay attention to synchronicities around you, and just really keep your eyes open, and pay attention to the things going on around you, and just take it in. Don't react to something initially. Don't give it your first reaction. Just take it in and analyze it. Analyze how you feel. Analyze why it made you feel a certain way, and then go that way. So don't let these things that you see online or on the news get some type of reaction out of you. Just allow that thing to unfold, and then think about how it made you feel, why it made you feel that way, and that's the important one. Why it made you feel that way, and then analyze that feeling, and then go from there. So don't react to things so fastly. But what will happen in, I guess, in the few coming months, I think one thing we should look out for are those drones. I don't know if you guys remember hearing about those drones last year around it was around October in 2024, when we were seeing like these not say UFO, but these unidentified drones that no one had any type of intel on. And I thought that was strange. So my idea, or what I think they will make a return. These drones will make a return, and I think at some point they're not going to cause mayhem, but I feel like they're going to cause a greater concern for the American people or people in general, which will then raise some type of fear. And I think what the whole purpose is of these experiments, I think those drones might be the American drones as well, because I feel like if it wasn't the American people, they would have had like a bigger reaction on the government. But I think their ultimate goal is to raise fear in the American people and people in general. And when you keep people in that fear state, it's just so much easier to control them, so much easier to divide them. With that, I'd say look out for the drones, look out for more weird things, and pay attention to what's going on. Don't get a reaction so fast out of things. But another podcast episode will be coming next week. Sorry for the long break. Like I said, newborn child, still adjusting to things. So thank you everyone for being so patient. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Bye everyone.